You're on.
Hi everyone, I am here with your Bible reading. Sherman and I both got a picture done for you today for our book. I'll show you when we do our prayer requests at the end. Let me turn the air off for Sherman real quick. He's always cold anymore. Okay, so we're going to start out today reading 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verses 1 through 24. And Paul will be speaking to the people, and he will be speaking to them concerning married life. So let's go ahead and begin that. Now for the matters you wrote about, it is good for a man not to have sexual relations with a woman. But since sexual immorality is occurring, each man should have sexual relations with his own wife, and each woman with her own husband. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but yields it to her husband. In the same way, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but yields it to his wife. Do not deprive each other, except perhaps by mutual consent, and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. I say this as a concession, not as a command. I wish that all of you were as I am. Paul did not have sex with anyone. He was unmarried. He chose that for himself. He devoted his life to the Lord. But each of you has your own gift from God. One has this gift, another has that. Now to the unmarried and the widows I say, it is good for them to stay unmarried as I do. But if they cannot control themselves, they should marry, for it is better to marry than to burn with passion. To the married I give this command, not I, but the Lord. A wife must not separate from her husband, but if she does, she must remain unmarried, or else be reconciled to her husband, and a husband must not divorce his wife. To the rest I say this, I, not the Lord. If any brother has a wife who is not a believer, and she is willing to live with him, he must not divorce her. And if a woman has a husband who is not a believer, and he is willing to live with her, she must not divorce him. For the unbelieving husband has been sanctified through his wife, and the unbelieving wife has been sanctified through her believing husband. Otherwise your children would be unclean, but as it is, they are holy. But if the unbeliever leaves, let it be so. The brother or the sister is not bound in such circumstances. God has called us to live in peace. How do you know, wife, whether you will save your husband? Or how do you know, husband, whether you will save your wife? Nevertheless, each person should live as a believer in whatever situation the Lord has assigned to them, just as God has called them. This is the rule I laid down in all the churches. Was a man already circumcised when he was called? He should not become uncircumcised. Was a man uncircumcised when he was called? He should not be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing. Keeping God's commands is what counts. Each person should remain in the situation they were in when God called them. Were you a slave when you were called? Don't let it trouble you, although if you can gain your freedom, do so. For the one who was a slave when called to faith in the Lord is the Lord's freed person. Similarly, the one who was free when called is Christ's slave. You were bought at a price. Do not become slaves of human beings. Brothers and sisters, each person as responsible to God should remain in the situation they were in when God called them. And that is where we're going to stop with 1 Corinthians chapter 7 today. Now we are going to continue on with Psalm 31 with verses 19 through 24 from yesterday. How abundant are the good things that you have stored up for those who fear you, that you bestow in the sight of all, on those who take refuge in you. In the shelter of your presence you hide them. From all human intrigues you keep them safe in your dwelling, from accusing tongues. Praise be to the Lord, for he showed me the wonders of his love. When I was in the city under siege, in my alarm I said, I am cut off from your sight. Yet you heard my cry for mercy when I called to you for help. Love the Lord, all his faithful people. The Lord preserves those who are true to him, but the proud he pays back in full. Be strong and take heart, and you, all you who hope in the Lord. And that is where we're going to stop with Psalm 31. And lastly, we have one proverb today. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 4. Haughty eyes and a proud heart, the unplowed field of the wicked, produce sin. Alright guys, that was our Bible reading. I hope you enjoyed it today. Let me show you the pictures. This is the one that I did. The best things in life are sweet. Reminds me of an old candy shop. And this is the one that Sherm did. I love strawberries. They're so pretty. That's the one Sherm did. And we're working on more right now. He's working on another one, and so am I. So that was that. Let me run down the list of people on our prayer list here. Lonnie Doles Jr., his nickname's Tater. He needs a lot of prayers. He's dealing with a serious medical condition right now. It's very, very serious. So if you could put him on your prayer list if you're going to church tonight, that would be much appreciated. As well as Linda Peoples. She's the one that the forklift drove into her body. She'll be recovering for a long time. So, and the rest of the people are the same as always. Sherman Crabtree, April and Linda Thacker, Rhonda Karshner and Abby Myers, Jim Mitchell, Judy Thompson, Barb Post, Cindy Welsh, Jim Welsh, Melody Ramey, Dora Carper, Jimmy Myers, Zach Kirby, Kinsley and Olson Osborne, Judy Osborne, Randy Post, Jody Mahorter, Ronnie Mahorter, Nikki Mahorter, Elizabeth Jeffries, Mike Cairns, Logan Cairns, and Garnet Boyer. Alright guys, and Elizabeth Jeffries. I can't remember if I said Elizabeth or not. And Elizabeth Jeffries. Alright guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and into your weekend or start to your week, whatever you consider Sunday to be. And I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye guys. God bless.